Well, hello and welcome to the Well Health Show. I am Dr. Ben. So glad that you're tuning in today. If you are new to Well Health and Chiropractic, welcome. Glad to have you. Of course, as you know, we are a group of people that believe that God gave you an amazing body that's designed to heal. We're an office full of solutions. We want you to be well. We've seen thousands upon thousands of people take their medication, chuck them in the trash can. Blood pressure under control. Thyroid issues gone forever. In my career, I've probably seen 50 to 100 cancers go away naturally without drugs or surgery. And we want you to be a part of that. So listen, we are a massive resource for you, and this show is going to be a resource for you to tune into. So if there's somebody that you or somebody you know, we can access this show online, feel free to tune in. Here we go. Today, we're going to be talking about three big things. Number one, sleep. Sleep, stress, thyroid, that's kind of all one big thing. I'm going to give you the top three things that you can do if you are stressed out, you're not sleeping, you feel like your thyroid's on the fritz. How do we get that fixed? All right, the second thing we're going to talk about is red light therapy and how it can benefit you. I know that some people have got on board and like, this is really cool, and some people are like, I don't know what that is. So we'll talk about what common ailments that red light therapy can really help, and maybe really what it's not designed for, and how you can integrate it in with your health. The third thing we're going to talk about is school is going to be starting here real soon, which you all know what that means. Kids are going to be bringing home the bug and the sickness. So what can you do to protect your house? We have got some surefire things that can help you guys not get sick, and if you do get sick, get well faster. So we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Welcome to the show. Oh, I can't sleep. Oh, I wish I could sleep. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Since I'm awake, is I'm just gonna play on my phone for the next 3 hours. That'll probably get me to sleep. Wonder what's on Facebook or Instagram. How can I be jealous of my neighbor? Be mad at somebody? That'll get me to sleep. Oh, shoot. You guys are rolling? Yeah. No, that's a terrible solution if you're not sleeping. Hey guys, listen, if you or somebody you know is suffering from sleep, let me give you the top three things that are going to help you sleep like a baby. We've been doing this for a long time, helping people to get to sleep. First of all, we need to understand, why are we not sleeping? There are two real big things that are happening that are causing you not to sleep, and both of them have to do with hormones. They're two kind of different problems. One of them is getting to sleep, and the other one is falling back to sleep. Like you wake up and then you got to try to get back to sleep. We're going to talk about both of those things. Now, as far as the hormone issue, the number one by far across the board reason that you are not sleeping is because your body is burned out on adrenaline. There's way too much stress in your life. Our bodies are not made to run this fast. You got to realize this is as fast as any culture has ever ran in the history of mankind. We never get a break from the stress. And I'm here to tell you that this phone will not help you. If you are sleeping and you wake up and you grab your phone, you may as well just add another 45 minutes on your not sleeping, because this phone is going to keep you awake, because it's going to add stressors. As a matter of fact, your phone is part of the reason you're not sleeping. Your body, the way your body is made, is you have a master hormone called pregnenolone, and it's a precursor hormone. It can either turn into cortisol or progesterone. Let me say that again. Pregnenolone can either turn into cortisol or progesterone. Well, progesterone is our happy, healthy hormone that helps us to get pregnant, have stable moods if you're a woman. Men also produce progesterone. It's a normal, healthy, good hormone. Cortisol is a useful hormone, but what cortisol does is cortisol actually puts sugar into your bloodstream in times of panic, fight, or flight. So if you're being chased by a bear, God gave you the ability to have an adrenaline shot which fires cortisol. That cortisol is going to make your blood sugar spike so you can run away from the bear, because that blood sugar is going to be in your blood, getting to your muscles and your brain and your eyeballs. That's why people say they're adrenaline junkies, because man, listen, when your body's producing adrenaline, yeah, you feel good. The problem is that leaves you down, right? And your phone is one of those adrenaline spikes. Because when you're on your phone, whether you like it or not, your adrenaline is getting spiked. You're thinking about something that you should be doing, that you wish you were doing. Maybe I wish I was at the beach. Or maybe I look at, as a chiropractor, I used to look at videos of my friends that were doing all these big workshops. I'm like, oh, he is just so much better than me. Oh, like, oh my man, I need to be doing more. Listen, when you're at 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't need to be doing more. You know what you need to be doing? Laying on your pillow sleeping, right? So that's why we have to get our cortisol in check. Now the problem is your body can produce a lot of cortisol until it can't. You're burned out. So how do we get our body to start producing more cortisol? What can we do to help ourselves? There's 3 things that we really recommend, and quite frankly, it's helped thousands of people get right to sleep like a baby. Number 1, most important, is you're going to lay on this table and you're going to get adjusted, right? You go to your chiropractor. The nerves that go to your thyroid come out of the base part of your neck, the middle part of your neck right here. Anybody that's had any whiplash, sports injuries, traumas, too much time on your phone, you damage this part of your neck. These nerves go to the thyroid. So your chiropractor is going to put you on the table, you're going to turn your head, quick adjustment, nice, gentle, smooth adjustment. We're going to unpinch these nerves to the thyroid. Now the thyroid is going to be able to function more correctly. The second thing that adjustment's going to do is that's going to unpinch the nerves going to your kidneys. Now your kidneys, Dr. Ben, what does that have to do with my adrenals? Well, your adrenal glands are called your suprarenal glands. They sit just above your kidneys. So when we adjust these nerves that are coming about this part of your back, no surprise here, that's going to be if you're sitting over your computer like this, it's going to hurt this part of your back. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust that as well so your body can function. Number 1, needs to function like it's supposed to. The second thing is there are some supplements that you can take. One of our favorite supplements is the Sleep Well supplement. Dr. Ben, that's a really cool name, Sleep Well. You're welcome. We made it up. But what this supplement does is there's really 4 main ingredients in here. You've got melatonin, which is going to be the thing that's going to help pull you to sleep. Some people are like, I don't really have a problem getting to sleep. I wake up. It's okay. It's not that big of an amount of melatonin. It's going to allow you to just go to sleep. There's 3 other big supplements in here, but the big ones are going to be your valerian root. And your valerian root is going to be an adaptogen herb. There's other adaptogen herbs in here and vitamins, but your adaptogen herb. So what is an adaptogen herb? An adaptogen herb is going to be a plant, specifically valerian is a plant that grows in Siberia. This is a plant that can handle all these changes in atmosphere or in temperature. Like it's really cold in Siberia, and then the sun comes out, it's kind of hot in Siberia. And this plant, the DNA of this plant is made to be able to change with the stresses of the environment. Well, guess what? When we eat that plant, what it does is it provides our body the opportunity to deal with these stresses of the environment. Pretty cool, right? So that's why we do Sleep Well. We found that a lot of our patients have tried a lot of supplements, melatonin, valerian, all kinds of other stuff, and this is by far fan favorite of getting you to sleep. And the usage dose in here is 2 capsules. You can start with 1, you can do 2, you can do 3. It's a supplement. It's not going to burn you out, but you can do a couple Sleep Wells. I know that one of our doctor's wives loves it. As soon as we got this in, she said, I don't know what y'all did to formulate this one, but we love it. And we worked on a lot of different formulations. I think we got this one right. Okay. The third thing, if you are not sleeping, the greatest thing that I can get for you is you can go jump in the red light therapy bed. Now listen, if you don't have a red light therapy bed at your office, we also have our red light neck wedge that's going to be available very, very soon. That has a portable device that you can literally put on your thyroid that will help you get to sleep. If you are blessed enough to be at one of our offices that already has one of the red light therapy beds, just go lay on that dude. What that bed is going to do, it's going to stimulate the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of your cell, to produce ATP, which is energy, reactive oxygen species, which is anti-inflammatory, and nitrous oxide, which is a vasodilator. And what that's going to do is basically turn your cells on. Right? And the beautiful part is this is full body, low level laser. Now, Dr. Ben, I've been to red light therapy bed at my gym. It was, it was like $10 or something. You jumped in there, made me sweat. That is not what this does. So that is called an infrared sauna. That is a different frequency of red light that's only designed to make you sweat. Our red light bed is not designed to make you sweat. It heats you up a little bit. It won't really make you big sweat. What our red light bed is going to do is going to turn on your cells. What? Come on. Yeah, so any of your cells that are running in your bloodstream, they get in contact with that red light, it's going to turn those cells on. We have found that most people, when they come in for their first adjustment, they get adjusted, they get the red light therapy, and they sleep better than they've slept in a long time. Great stuff. Now, what we want to do is we want to get a long-term version of that. That's why we recommend our corrective chiropractic care plans. Getting a random adjustment and a random red light therapy session, is that going to change your life? No, it's going to put you to sleep. But you can also take like hardcore sleeping medications and go to sleep. What we're talking about is how do we get your body into a normal rhythm that's healthy and sustainable so that when you're 85 years old, you feel good. You sleep every night. You and your wife are healthy. You're not developing cancer cells or disease cells. That's where our corrective protocols come in place. And what correction does is we're going to say, listen, if your nerve's pinched to your neck, let's not just randomly adjust it, let's get that curve back. That's why we have a 4-step process with our adjustments. We have corrective protocols to make sure that we can get you all the way back. If you haven't seen an x-ray of your neck in a while, maybe talk to your doc. Maybe if you're finding that you're still having some hard time sleeping, talk to your doctor. We're going to give you some solutions. We can look at your neck. Maybe we need to be doing some more at-home neck device. Maybe you need to get one of the red light neck wedges that can accelerate that neck healing. Maybe you're just really not consistent with your adjustments, because we're not the ones that ripped the ligaments in your neck. We're not the ones that got stressed out. That was you. We're just trying to guide you back. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that you should too. And quite frankly, again, the big phrase that we talk about in here is when you are 75 years old is the time where you're going to get to see where the effects of all of the investment that you put into your health. But the problem is when you're 75, there's no turning back and doing it again. So if you've invested into your health, doing the things that help you get to sleep, doing the things that help restore your ligaments so you don't have arthritis in your neck and your back, you're going to be 75 years old feeling amazing, serving your community, serving your church, playing with your grandkids. If you didn't, I was too busy to go to the chiropractor. I didn't have any money. Now listen, I had enough money to drive a nice car, had enough money to insure that car. Most people are going to have spent more money insuring their cars by the time they're 75 years old than what they did to build their health when they're 75 years old. You know what I'm saying? And you want to be those people that have invested in you, and it will pay dividends. Guys, I'm Dr. Ben. Now let's go get to sleep. Oh, red light therapy. Is it hype or is it real? I don't know. Let's talk about it for a minute. Well, good news is about me is that I love to research stuff. We need to talk about red light therapy. Why would anybody ever want to get in this bed, and who is it for specifically? Number one, I think red light therapy is great. What I found is, clinically speaking, I've been a chiropractor since 2006. And for the first maybe 15 years of my career, man, people were getting well super fast. We're adjusting them. We're seeing tons of responses. We're adjusting their thyroid, getting better, sleeping instantly. Life is great. Then what happened is in 2020, COVID happened. And quite frankly, everybody started getting stressed out. And if you don't feel it, you must be living under a rock somewhere. We're like, not sure about the president of our country. We're not sure about where these viruses are coming from. Maybe you lost your job or got decimated because of COVID came in. Now you care whether somebody got a vaccine or not, or whether they wear a mask or not, or now we're just super polarized. And what that did is that all that stress affected our cells. So what I did is I said, okay, well listen, if our cells are being affected, and then what happened, fast forward to 2021, 2022, I'm adjusting people in our clinics, we're adjusting our people in our clinics, we're finding they're just not getting well as fast. So, I mean, it's the same great adjustment, but it's just a slower healing time. So what's going on? Well, here's what we found out. Stress is eating us alive. And this red light therapy is one of the most powerful things that you can do, easy. You just lay there to get the stress away. Dr. Ben, what in the world are you talking about? They have these things at my gym and that doesn't affect my stress. Well, it's not the same thing, okay? So there's a big difference. This is a low-level laser bed. What that is a different frequency of red light than what's called an infrared sauna. Now, infrared saunas are great for you, but really their benefit is just heating you up and making you sweat. So infrared saunas, they're good for your skin, but the red light of an infrared sauna doesn't penetrate more than maybe a millimeter inside of your skin. So is it good for your topical skin? Sure, but it's not gonna really do anything for your hormones. What we did is found some technology that there is some low-level laser that didn't used to exist. And now we have the technology with these powerful LEDs to create this. And what that is there's a few frequencies of red light. A couple of them that we use is 635 and 850. And those red light therapy frequencies stimulate your mitochondria to do three things. And if you remember from biology class, your mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cell. And what it produces is ATP, which is pure form energy, ROS, which is reactive oxygen species, a very powerful anti-inflammatory. And then number three is nitrous oxide, which is actually a vasodilator. It's like a natural blood pressure medication. So Dr. Ben, why would you need your body to produce more of that? Well, I'll tell you why, because that increases cellular metabolism and tissue regeneration. Those are big words. Let me tell you what. 2016, they did a study on red light therapy and braces. And they found that if you did 3.5 minutes one time per day of 850 nanometer red light, so the same that's in this low-level laser. If you do that 3.5 minutes one time per day, the average time to move teeth with braces goes from 104 days to 48 days. It's crazy. Why is that? It's because it's stimulating the tissue around your teeth to produce cells faster, with faster cellular regeneration. Very cool. Now, we took that study and we said, well, I wonder what else can be effective. Well, there's a lot of studies that are coming out with red light therapy, low-level laser, how it affects your thyroid, how it affects your cells. So for me as a chiropractor, I said, dude, I want this for my offices. Why? Because if you walk into this office and you've had a whiplash in your neck, or you've got a disc that's being blown out in your low back, then I'm adjusting you. I want those cells to speed up healing. So as a chiropractor, we use this to help mold your spine. This is gonna literally take 9 months worth of care that we used to do, and now we can get it done in 3 months. It's that powerful. But what we found along the way is when you lay in this low-level laser bed, guess what also happens? It flips on your hormone cells. What? Yeah, it's crazy. Increases your cellular healing. Specifically for women, we found that they're having a hard time sleeping. Now they're sleeping great. We find that we've actually a few famous country music singers. They come and use our beds. They don't want to be adjusted on regular because they're always gone making excuses. But guess what they do? They love the bed. The second they come off of tour, they're laying on this bed and they're loving it. We've had several patients with blown out discs that literally they're just hobbling into the office and then they lay on the bed and they walk out of there. It's incredible because it's going to suck the inflammation out of your body. So I want to show you how this works. Now we're going to do this. I'm also going to talk to some people that have that have issues with like your knees, your joints, your elbows, because you can use this bed to stimulate healing while you're using it to do all the other things like hormones, okay? And what you're gonna do there is you just wanna get it close to this light physically. So the closer to the light you can be, the better. Now, the way that these beds work, and we have a couple different types of beds in our offices. The bottom one, obviously, you're real close to it because you're laying there and there's, those photocells are only like this far away. The top one of this bed is only gonna go down between 12 to 18 inches away from your body. That's fine because these cells, these photocells, have a lens in there that's really a sharp lens, and it's going to be focusing those lasers into your body, that low-level laser, and it's going to be incredible. Now, I am not telling you to do this. In our offices, we wear eye protection. I'm not telling you to do this, but we have several patients in here that have vision issues, and they come in here and they don't wear their protective glasses, and they found that their vision has gotten better because it has stimulated your eye to produce your cells faster. Now, what we're looking for out of this bed is we want to get about 50 joules of energy. So light energy is measured in joules. What makes our beds very, very unique is it's the power, right? So you need to be very close to the light and you need the power. And our beds have both of those things. There's a lot of other beds, they don't have that much power, or the lights are really far away, like a tanning bed. They look like a tanning bed kind of. Some of them you stand in. Again, those are usually infrared saunas. And an infrared sauna just makes you sweat, does not do the same thing as this. So let's jump in this bed. Let me show you how it works. Now, we're gonna use our eye protection here just so you can see me use it. But when I'm in the bed, I do use the eye protection personally. But if you don't want to, just know that's on you. We are legally telling you to wear it. So we have, this particular bed has two remotes, one that makes the stand go up and down, and one of the remotes that turns the lights on. But let me show you what this looks like. So you come in here, you press the down button. This thing's gonna start automatically lowering down. Pretty cool. Get my eye protection in place. And then all I gotta do is hit on. It's preset for 10 minutes. I'm gonna hit on. I'm gonna be like this. Now, you're watching me right now in shorts. And you're gonna say, Dr. Ben, do you wear shorts? I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, what I would recommend is stripping all the way down. And yes, I do mean all the way down. If you're comfortable with it, just come in here all the way down and you're gonna lay just like this, easy peasy. Now, if you have any claustrophobia to this, just know that you can bring this up slowly and then you can stop it anywhere you want. Like if that's where you want to be, that's fine. You can bring it up a little higher if you want. That's fine. Or you can bring it all the way down. Now, if you have some issues with your knees, your elbows, maybe you've got arthritis in your fingers, put that right up against that light. If you're somebody, obviously with our chiropractic, we don't want to be sitting here like this. We want to have a nice, good, easy, neutral posture. If you've got some knee issues, You want, obviously it's getting from the bottom of your knees, which is fine. You can also bend your knees and put them right up against that light. That's perfectly fine. If you're somebody that's got hormone issues, you want to get as much skin exposed. Again, we talked about that. Strip all the way down. You want to get your skin exposed to this bed. And this is not going to tan you at all. This will not change you at all. Press the button here. By the way, you can turn it off at any time. But it's not going to tan you at all. As a matter of fact, it's not even going to barely make you sweat. What it's going to do is it's just going to help your body. You'll get a little bit warm. You might even get a glow, like a glisten, right? But it's going to feel good and it's going to be comfortable. When you get done, just let us know. Depending on how your office works, we have a very healthy cleaner. We just wipe the bed down. Easy peasy, ready for the next person. That's red light therapy. Make sure you check it out. It's for everybody. We recommend for everybody when you're doing corrective plans to definitely get your red light therapy. I like the membership model that we've set up. 1 adjustment a week, 1 red light therapy a week. It's incredible. In my opinion, it's gonna help you keep up with the cellular stress from your environment. Very, very powerful stuff. Listen, if you're sick, that's the best thing you do is come in here. Get in that red light therapy bed. Get an adjustment, nebulize the silver or gargle and swallow the silver and come in here and lay in this bed. That's gonna boost your immune system. It's gonna boost your cellular metabolism. This is how you're gonna stay away from drugs and surgery. This is the kind of thing that's gonna help you to be 85 years old where you're not on chronic medications with chronic pain. If you got fibromyalgia, by the way, one of the best things for you, tons of research. Cancer, one of the best things for you, tons of research. You want your body to increase your healing, and this is a healing accelerator. That's red light therapy, and I'm Dr. Ben. Being sick is the worst. The great news is we have some serious solutions for you. Our kids are about to go to school, and they're gonna bring all the bugs back. Now, here's the thing. Do you wanna be that family that never gets sick, or do you wanna be the family that's sick all the time? Fun fact about me, my grandpa's a chiropractor, my uncle's a chiropractor. We lived a very healthy lifestyle in my family. I was never sick. So as a matter of fact, from the 7th grade to my senior year in high school, I did not miss a single day of school. That's right, and not a single day of school. Now that didn't mean that I didn't get sick from time to time, but I just never went all the way down where you wouldn't miss school, right? So how do you do that then, and then how do you do that now? Unfortunately, we don't live in the same world. Listen, we are getting super bugs that are being introduced from the Wuhan lab all the time that are dragging us down. Your kids, their immune system, the stress that they're under means that they're going to be getting sick more often. Now, research shows us that the more stress that we're under, the more vulnerable we are to being sick. So what do we do about it? Well, the beautiful part is that we have our structured nano silver. This is your best friend as a defense preventing you from being sick, or if you do get sick, to help you get well faster. So how does our structured nano silver work? Well, the structured nano silver, it's very important to understand that it doesn't hurt you. What an antibiotic does is poisons the bacteria in your body. Now you can't just say, all right, kids, we're gonna give you an antibiotic, a prophylactic antibiotic, and send you to school so you don't get sick. You can't do that. Why can't you do that? Because it's poison. What's in your antibiotic is gonna poison, and what it does is it kills all the flora in your gut. What you may or may not realize is that 80% of the digestion in your large intestine is because of the good bacteria in your gut. So if you kill all that bacteria, your body's no longer digesting properly. So I need you to hear this, parents. If you give your kids antibiotics, it takes about 18 months from 1 round of antibiotics to restore the flora in your gut. It's very important that every time we turn around, we don't just shove antibiotics at our kids. My sister's a pediatrician. She'll be the first one to tell you, we do not want to shove antibiotics on your kids. Listen, there may be a time or place for that, but that should not be an everyday occurrence. Now, the beautiful thing is that we've got you. The structured nano silver is basically the world's greatest antibiotic and antifungal, but it doesn't kill you. What this does has been proven to kill almost every virus and bacteria within about 15 minutes. So the good news about our silver, there's $20 million worth of research on this structured nano silver. All right, so Dr. Ben, so I've had colloidal silver before. What's the difference between colloidal silver and structured nano silver? Well, first of all, this is a colloidal silver. By definition, it is a colloid, but it is built very, very differently. Okay, so what antibiotics do, of course, we know that they poison your cell. What silver does, it's an extremely positive ion, and it steals negative electrons out of the cell wall of bacteria in the belt of viruses. When it rips enough electrons out of the cell wall, then that bacteria is really susceptible to your body killing it, right? So remember, your body's still doing the work. Your white blood cells still kill the viruses and the bacteria. What this does is basically just shoots holes in the cell walls so that your body can do it just a little bit easier. Now, the cool part is it doesn't hurt your gut. Dr. Ben, how on earth would it not hurt your gut? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because viruses and bacteria only have 1 to 2 cell walls, and your good bacteria have 3 to 4 cell walls, so your body can't penetrate. Now, our silver is one of the only silvers on planet Earth that's been tested this way. It's a very unique silver. And what it does, it's been tested up to 40 parts per million, and it still doesn't hurt your gut flora. Our most concentrated version is 32 parts per million. So none of this is going to hurt your gut flora, but what it is going to do is it's going to ravish the viruses and the bacteria inside of your body, allowing you to be healthier. Now, what's different about this than a standard colloidal silver is a standard colloidal silver is just a random ion of silver floating around. It can only steal 1 electron out of the cell wall of a bacteria, and then it's just done. What this is a structured nanosilver. It looks like a little pyramid. It's called Ag404. And what that does is it comes in these little 30 to 50 nanometer balls of silver that can steal up to 20,000 electrons per silver particle. So what does that mean for you and your family? Well, I'll tell you what it means. Is if you got something funky on your arm, whether it is MRSA, whether it is a weird fungus, whether it is a bacteria, whatever it is, you take this gel and you smear it on there, and research shows that this will kill MRSA in 15 minutes in a petri dish. And research shows that when you put it on your skin, it will heal that up rapidly. Very cool for your skin. So what your kids can do in real life is what we do with our kids is they just take this and they put a little bit of that on their hands for sanitization, right? So rather than doing a sanitizer all day long, you do a little squirt of this bad boy, and what that'll do is that'll give you about 3 to 4 hours worth of protection. So they can do a little squirt before they go to school, a little squirt at lunch, they're protected from viruses and bacteria being able to cling to their hands, which is step 1. Step 2 is what are we going to do on the inside? Well, that's where the liquid nanosilver comes into play. So what we generally ask is all of our patients, when you come in here, is we want to do 1 to 2 capfuls of this 10 parts per million until you've drank the whole bottle. So 1 to 2 capfuls per day until the whole bottle is gone. Okay? What that's going to do is it's going to help in your gut kill those latent viruses and bacteria, things that you've been picking up and hanging on to for a long time. That's going to help take out your leaky gut and your overgrowth of candida. It's the greatest thing. There's no adverse effects of silver. All it's going to do is do a really good job of cleaning out their gut. That's why silver is so powerful. And just to give you the little power of this silver, you can take a capful of that silver. If you have pink eye, it'll kill pink eye in like 2 to 3 hours. It's incredible. Right, it's the only thing like it on planet Earth. There's $20 million worth of research that's been on for 23 years. And Well Silver Defense, we have the distribution rights for all of natural healthcare to sell it. It's the coolest thing. Now, okay, you got behind the ball, kids got sick, either you didn't give them your silver or who knows, man, they just got sick. It happens. Even when you do the right things, your body still, we live in a real world where you're going to get bombarded with viruses and bacteria. Okay, so your kids get sick. We need to figure out what kind of sickness we have. Now, the beautiful part is this, it's both good for viruses and bacteria. So we don't really need to go get some big tests of viruses and bacteria. If you suspect that your child has strep throat, don't freak out. It's not a big deal. What you want to do is get the 32 parts per million and give your child a capful, and then they're going, or a swigful, it doesn't even matter, gargle it and swallow it. Immediately, their throat's going to feel better. It's the wildest thing. Because remember, this kills on contact. So an antibiotic is going to poison your bacteria's children, right? This is going to kill the bacteria that are in your kid's throat. Gargle it, swallow it. You're going to do this about 3 to 7 times per day. If my kid had active strep throat, dude, it's as many times as we're going to hit it. And what's going to happen is you're going to kill that bacteria in the throat, and you're going to find that your kid, if they have strep throat, they're going to be better faster than you've ever seen your child get better from strep throat. If you feel like your throat is getting sore and scratchy, preventative, gargle and swallow. I do this all the time. So this is going to shock you about me, but I talk a lot. So I will go and I'll do my, when I go tour offices, I'll talk generally for 8 to 12 hours in a day. You can't talk 12 hours a day and your throat nuts just be raw. So what I'll do is I'll be from place to place. I got my Silverite in the cup holder. I'll take a swig, gargle it, swallow it. And the next day I wake up as if my throat never hurt at all, right? It's the most incredible thing. So that's what we do with strep throat. That's the most common thing. So the second most common thing is your kid's gonna get the lung crud. So what are you gonna do about the lung crud? Well, same situation. We're gonna take the 32 parts per million. We're gonna swallow it. I'm always having my kids gargle it and swallow it because why not clean out your throat? Gargle it and swallow it. Now this is very unique. You can nebulize this. What a nebulizer is, you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at Walmart for $30 to $40. What a nebulizer is going to do is basically turn it into a vapor, and you breathe it. And what you can do is you take this 32 parts per million, you do not dilute it at all, you put it right in your nebulizer. You're only going to use about 5 milliliters of it, which is a very small amount. It's going to vaporize it. You can breathe it. What about if your kid's 18 months old and your kid can't have this mask? What you're going to do is just going to put it close to your kid, and they're just going to breathe that in. It's the most incredible antibiotic, antiviral on planet Earth. It's going to help your kids. Now, of course, remember, if your kids get sick, we are not the kind of office that when you get sick, you go away from. We're the kind of office when you get sick, you come in here and you get adjusted. Because the number one thing that's going to boost your immune system is a powerful chiropractic adjustment where we stimulate your nervous system each time we adjust your child. Specifically, we're going to get their neck adjusted and their low back, because that's going to be where the majority of your immune system function is happening, is those nerves.